Hello, my name is Greg Brown. Today I'll be talking to you about found digital art. Digital art can be found all around us, in high-tech advertisements to simple posters made with Photoshop applications. Also, every time we watch movies, a TV show, or play video games, digital art plays a major role, if not the entire role. Starting off with the basics, I have here two promotional posters my supervisor for the Providence Department of Art, Culture, and Tourism had designed. The process Mike, my supervisor, had to go through was tedious, creating something that would catch people's eyes as well as portray the important information about the upcoming events. The concert poster is the simpler of the two, consisting of basic coloring and shaping, all while presenting the dates for that summer's Friday night concert series. The Celebrate Providence poster, on the other hand, has much more character and color to it. Mike had a hard time lining things up and making it both informational and catchy. Next, we have more presently digital advertising and art commonplaces. For the most part, these are just digital or LED screens that portray images for the companies they're made for. Unlike typical advertisements, these tend to catch people's attention much more to our ever-growing digital and technological natures. The Coca-Cola machine, though not advertisement, is a fun way for customers to fill their drinks. It has a wide variety of flavors and soda brands to choose from. Though I'm not a huge soda drinker, this machine makes me want to drink more because of the interactive screen. Many malls will have advertisement boards or signs identifying the location of specific shops. The digital screen can show multiple of those advertisements. It'll scroll through various slides that show what the mall has inside. The only downside would be that if something you might be interested in scrolls past, you must wait for it to come back around before you can see what it was again. Next we have a mobile ad. No, not an ad you'd find on your phone, but rather an ad that is traveling around. A huge LED screen was mounted on the back of the truck portraying various ads for Sprint services. Rather than waiting for people to come and see the ad, it is instead brought to you. The only con I could think of is that it'll distract drivers and cause an accident. But thankfully, the trucks will park in places so that this doesn't happen. I could see these trucks being used in the future to show full video advertisements. It already has the capability with the smooth moving screen, it would just need to have a sound system. Moving on from digital art, let's take a look at my favorite styles of digital art, animations. More specifically, I would like to discuss the art stylings of Felix Colgrave. Many of his animation videos are trippy and have constant themes running through each of them. He's also worked with music artists in making music videos or has worked with companies to make trailers, like Fallout 4 for Bethesda Studios. Most of Colgrave's videos feature dark themes and monsters from out of this world. Adding to the stunning visualizations, he provides a soundtrack, either of his own production or from a professional music artist. Everything syncs up perfectly, each beat and note corresponds with each animal and action they take. In the first gift, the animation runs so smoothly. If put on a loop, it could go on forever without me even noticing. A huge monster catches me off guard after seeing that peaceful llama enjoy the grass. It just goes to show that Colgrave will always throw in twists and turns in his art. It makes it that much more enjoyable. The second gift, on the right, is from his most popular video, Double King. Though consisting of a lot darker imagery, it still has humor throughout. In the scene shown, Colgrave creates a trippy and psychedelic environment. It is a nice change in this video where all the imagery has been straightforward and consistent, whereas this scene brings an end to the Double King as he goes through turmoil and dies. Next we have a scene from Colgrave's lighter video, Flying Bamboo. Out of all his videos, this one has nothing but happy and bright throughout. These happy little bugs are on their way to their new bamboo homes, all while jumping up and down to the music track. The synchronization through this video is incredible and everything fits perfectly. Lastly, this is a music video Colgrave did for a band called Fever the Ghost, and their song, Source. By far, this is my favorite piece of work Colgrave has worked on. It's a salute to all his strengths in animation, trippy imagery, out-of-this-world creatures, and impeccable synchronization, sound and video. When I first watched this video, I had to rewatch it several times that day just to capture all the details in it. Let's take a look, shall we? The best scene, as you saw, doesn't appear until the end, where the masked creature is put on a performance matching the song's rhythm. The video is what all animators should strive for: crisp animation with a soundtrack to follow along with it. The next series of slides are dedicated to art forms in video games. Video games have come a long way from being single pixels on the screen. Now they consist of thousands and thousands of pixels, creating a whole image. The first examples come from Nintendo's Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. When I think of games with stunning visualizations, this is the first one that pops up. Being able to explore the entire world allows me to find incredible shots and hidden gems. It's crazy to think that the original Zelda games were just made up of a few pixels on the screen that hinted at certain imagery, whereas the current generation expands on this and leaves almost nothing to the imagination. Every detail is clear as day and is so smooth it could be mistaken for real-life landscapes. When I first played this game, I spent a lot of time just exploring and seeing everything rather than completing quests and whatnot. Having such a feature makes the game even more enjoyable. Video games can also provide accidental art, glitches. These glitches can be caused by screen tearing, limited frame rate, or desyncing of objects on the screen. Sometimes these glitches can be made intentionally but have a risk of crashing the game. The first glitch was made intentionally. While playing a Hat in Time, I went to camera mode and set the speed as fast as I could while spinning around my character. The background was blurred and torn as I was doing this, leaving the character in the middle intact, creating this image. It was simple enough to do and thankfully had no negative effects caused from it. The second glitch was a complete accident. I was playing Human Fall Flat with a few of my close friends when this happened. We had just completed the level, and rather than being sent back to the beginning, we were all spawned inside one another somewhere in the air on the map. Because our characters were made of physical properties and not meant to mesh up together, the game created this abomination, which looks almost like a sphinx. It surprised us for sure, and we got a good laugh because it's the first time something like this has happened. The last bit of video game art, League of Legends celebrated their 10th year anniversary recently, and featured artwork from various artists in their game. Some pieces were original concept art for the champions, while others were just fan renditions of them. They were to commemorate the first 40 champions that started the franchise. When in the game, the normal portrait was replaced by these images while loading into the game or looking at the champions page. League of Legends also offers a wide variety of cosmetic skins to feature their champions. The stylings and visual effects for each skin are very different than the originals. For many, this makes the game much more enjoyable, as it does for me. It's always fun to see new skins in play and what sort of emotes they can do. It really is the little things that can make playing video games more enjoyable. Lastly, there is all sorts of digital art found in live-action movies. Though CGI has made it much more easier to completely change environments and characters, it's the subtlety of some that can greatly improve a movie. Midsommar does an amazing job with these subtle visualizations in the film. The scene that stands out the most in that regard is the final dinner scene towards the end of the film. Though in the film the main characters were tripping out on shrooms, any viewer would feel tripped out and think that they were seeing things, as I did. In the first gift, it's obvious what's happening. The older gentleman claps the screen and the screen becomes distorted and out of focus. Quite like the feeling when you get up from bed too fast and you're feeling dehydrated. It makes your head feel light and your eyes can't see the world around you. Also, I could feel my ears ringing during the scene, making the visuals even more effective. However, in the second GIF, I had to pay close attention to what was going on. My eyes were meant to focus on the girl, but the environment around her drew me away. The flowers and objects on the table looked as if they were breathing. It's so subtle yet mesmerizing and really brings this whole scene together. I couldn't help but to breathe in the rhythm of the environment and lose focus of everything. By far, this is my favorite scene and visual in the entire movie. It's amazing how digital art can affect not only media sources like movies and games, it can affect the world around us, making life easier for some and more interesting for others. I look forward to the progressions technology makes in the future and how it affects all sorts of mediums around us. Like the scene from Back to the Future 2, where the shark pops out to attack Marty. That's what I want to see within my time. It would definitely make walking around town much more interesting.